Marauders, welcome back to the channel. Today on my Harley Davidson 2024 Road Glide, I'm going to be installing the heated grips. I think my mechanic skills are, let's say, average, and it seems pretty easy, but there's a lot of little steps. So to start off, I've removed the left side, I call them panniers, the Europeans do, saddlebag, and I've pulled the main fuse out of the bike so the bike is no electricity flowing through it. And now I'm going to unfasten the clutch lever. There's two T27 torque screws bolts on the back of the hand grip. I'm going to undo those, and I also have to undo the sensor, the plug that senses the clutch position. In this case, it disengages the cruise control. Maybe it does something else to the motorcycle. I've purchased, this was roughly $49, a tank guard. And not that I wanted in any way to purchase a tank guard for $49 for my motorcycle, but I was going to put my Buffalo Bills blanket over the top of it. But I thought if that slides off, and the guy in parts said $49 is less than painting your tank, he's absolutely right. So I bought the tank guard from my Harley Davidson dealership, and just to protect the tank or any other work I do on the bike, I might upgrade the stereo. So let me take those components off, and then I'll turn the camera on and show you where I'm at. I had to remove, the point I'm at now, I had to remove the clutch lever, which was two T27 bolts, and then remove the backside cover plate for the controls, which was two T20 bolts. And now this is exposed. If you can see it, the backside of this is exposed. And this grip, the stock grip, I think just fits in a groove. If I pull this back, they call it the lip of the grip, just fits in the control. And I think if I just push it, it will slide out. So all I did was apply a little pressure and the grip is removed, the stock grip. And I believe at the same time I have to fish, now to put this back on, I have to fish this wire up through the bars, the center of the bars, and get it through this opening. This is the heated grip cable here. As you feed the grip into the handlebars, you want to look for it in this little cutout in the bar to get the wires through, and you want it much easier to see that end, this end coming up, and then I use this hook tool to grab it and pull it through. So then once you've done that, it's easier to pull it up. You can see as I move it up, it gets longer, and I believe it gets plugged in right into that plug. And I think we're in the reassembly stage. So I believe the instructions wanted, they call this the LCM cable. I think they wanted this unplugged. I didn't have to unplug it to do it. So, and then the heated grip gets connected into this plug here, right there. This heated grip gets connected into that. Okay, so here the click, it's clicked in, we're clicked in, and now it's time, but the grip is in the groove. There's a groove here in the grip, and it is in the hand control groove. They call this the lip of the grip, and it is in the hand control groove. So that's all set like that, and it seems everything's falling into place. So let's put the cover back on, and there's an alignment screw that locks the cover into place. in the right location. I'm sorry, that locks, I can feel it engaged. There's a alignment screw that will lock the left control module in place and also the grip to the control module. So I'll pick you up after I reassemble this. I cannot stress enough the quality of Harley Davidson components. This is the first time I've done it. There was some fiddling in between camera shots that I had to figure out how certain things went together. I'll give you some tips. One, don't tighten the left-hand control module backplate. Don't tighten it fully until you get the lever arm, clutch lever arm assembly on, because you want to rotate it a little bit. If this is not rotated at the right angle, the clutch lever arm won't go on. As soon as I loosen this up and rotated it a little bit, the clutch lever went on the back of it, I believe at the perfect angle, and then I tightened everything up. The clutch lever wire that goes to it goes out the back. There's a notch in the back of the control arm. I'll point to it. The back cover plate for the left-hand control module, there's a notch in the back of it that the clutch wire comes out of. And then when you put the clutch mount back on, you just fish it down and below it and wrap it around and plug it back in, if you can see it right here, and then move the boot back over. So this went fairly well. This component, it says on it, my eyes are getting old, this must be just a shipping component. It's not in the directions, but it says remove prior to assembly. So this is just a shipping component. So let's get on the other side. And by the way, I could put these on. Certain models have to go to a dealership to be plugged into the computer of the bike to actually actuate the heated grips. So I'm hoping, it's a bulletin by Harley Davidson. I'm hoping my bike might be one of the newer bikes, and it doesn't have to be. It was that case with some Road Glides and 2023 CVOs. We'll see how my bike is. I'll start it up. They say it's a plug-and-play system. Hopefully mine is. I don't have to take it. So you can see I removed the brake assembly on the right side, the throttle side of the bike. I've unplugged the brake wire connector, and it has, if you can see it, you want to suppress this little catch. I couldn't see it on the other side, just the way it was orientated in my eyes. It comes right off when you press that. And then you have two T27 bolts to remove the back on the right-hand control module. You have two T27 bolts, one here and one there, to remove that. Okay, so I believe this is a twist grip sensor, and it's got a plastic arm on it, and I believe you just depress this and pull it out. It's a friction fit, and that's the sensor there. I don't think this is as clear as it could be in the directions, and maybe I'm not reading it right, but what you do is you unplug all the sensors on the bike, on the throttle control module. So disconnect brake lever switch, disconnect heated grip switch, disconnect twist grip sensor, open wire bridge, remove hand grip while feeding hand wire connector through cables, remove and grip. I think it's somewhat confusing. I'll show you on the reassembly, but once you slide the entire, once it's all unplugged, you pull the control module out, and then the throttle assembly, you take the lip out of the groove, and that easily comes out. This is a component that is just a shipping module, removed before assembly. That comes out. And then, of course, a wire is going to go through this assembly. And then there's a notch. I'm sure this is a throttle sensor here, position sensor. And that notch on the grip just feeds into that. So then our throttle's functional. And then this swings up so the wide bridge swings up. You want to feed the heated throttle grip cable through, and you want to look for it in this opening. My head's probably going to be in the way. As you put the throttle back on the bike, so you want to grab the end of the heated, you want to grab the head, the plug for the heated grip before it gets too far past this wire opening in the metal bar. It is so much easier if you grab it before that and feed it through. The wire is not that thick, but it's just thick enough to create an aggravating situation for you. So you want to grab that before. And then, of course, you slide everything down. And this is that bridge that gets locked up. Hopefully you can see that. And that's a friction fit. That gets snapped into place. So this is the brake lever switch connector is this plug. Hopefully you can see that. And then next to that is the heated hand grip connector. That's where I'm going to plug the heated hand grip. So, brake lever switch connector is in. This plug is a trip switch sensor, this one, that gets plugged in. I hope I did this in the right order. I'm going to plug in first. I unplugged the brake sensor, and now I'm going to plug in and undid the bridge. Now I'm going to plug in the throttle twist sensor first because it's easier to get in. That's plugged in. Now I'm going to plug in the brake sensor plug. That's plugged in. And then I'm going to put the bridge, the throttle bridge back in. That snaps into place. Okay, so everything's connected securely in place. Everything clicked in. You saw that. Don't ask me to do it again because I'm not going to do it. We're back into place. And then I can put this cover back on, and I'm going to not tighten it. I'm going to put the brake lever on first, and then go back and tighten this cover. Boy, easy, but doing it for the first time, and I've never done this before, a little confusing. But we got it done. We're getting it done, guys. So let me first off say that the 2024 901 Norden Expedition comes with heated grips and a heated seat. The Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally 2023 model year comes with heated grips and a heated seat. This bike, the standard Road Glide, 2024 Road Glide, does not. The CVOs do, I believe, come with heated grips. Harley does not have a heated seat. The quality of Harley Davidson components, these hand control modules, is excellent. The quality of the engineering, the quality of their accessories and engineering, again, is excellent. The instructions were a little confusing. That's okay. The grips look fantastic on the bike. Unfortunately, my ECM has to be programmed at the dealership. I believe it's not a charge to have it done, just because I might have an early computer on my bike. I'm going to call tomorrow and get that scheduled. But the hard part, the grips are installed. And again, if I can do it, I think most of you out there can do it. It was just taking your time, rethinking some of the steps, and reading the instructions. But these screws, the Torque T, the T27 and T20 screws, bolts, are excellent quality, as is the hardware. I started the bike up and everything worked on it. So give you a look. Grips are beautiful. Got the orange, obviously, to match the motorcycle. Some people may want me, and I may do it, if I held onto the bike, go with the orange accent floorboards and brake control and shift lever. But they're on, they look great. I thought the assembly was pretty good, especially working 8+ hours and then doing it. A little bit of a late night, but it wasn't, I don't think it was hard at all. That's it. She's getting there. Wow, I like those grips. They say Harley on it.